There is a quiet psychological state that almost no one talks about. It doesn't look like depression, it doesn't feel like sadness, and it isn't a desire to disappear. It feels like being awake for too long, not physically, mentally. Psychology suggests that some people don't get tired because life is hard. They get tired because their mind is never off duty. 1. The brain that never leaves the room. Most people mentally leave situations when nothing urgent is happening. But some minds don't. They replay conversations, anticipate future problems, monitor their tone, choices, and impact constantly. Psychologists call this continuous cognitive presence. Even in silence, the mind stays alert, and over time, awareness without rest turns into exhaustion. 2. When meaning becomes mechanical. For many people, routines feel neutral. For others, routines feel hollow. They don't just do things, they watch themselves doing them. Eating becomes fueling, working becomes output, socializing becomes performance. Psychology links this to existential fatigue. When life feels technically functional but emotionally thin, nothing is wrong, but nothing feels new. 3. The loneliness of being internally complete. Some people don't ask for help, not because they don't need it, but because they've learned to be self-contained. They process pain internally, solve problems alone, calm themselves without witnesses. Psychology shows that long-term self-reliance without emotional release creates a unique kind of fatigue, not from stress, but from never being held mentally. 4. Burnout without chaos. This kind of exhaustion doesn't arrive with panic or collapse. It arrives quietly. You still work, you still respond, you still function, but internally, effort starts to feel heavier than it should. Psychologists describe this as regulation saturation. The nervous system gets tired of being controlled all the time. You don't break, you just slowly drain. 5. Wanting silence, not absence. Here's the truth psychology emphasizes most. People tired of existing don't want life to end. They want life to stop talking. No inputs, no decisions, no need to interpret, manage, or respond. Just stillness. The fatigue isn't with being alive. It's with being mentally engaged without relief. The part no one says out loud. Psychology is clear about this. This state is not ingratitude. It's not weakness. And it's not a lack of ambition. It's a signal that the mind has been operating in survival mode without enough safety, meaning, or permission to disengage. Sometimes the most exhausted people aren't the ones who fall apart. They're the ones who stay awake inside for far too long. And what they need isn't motivation, it's a pause that doesn't need to be earned.